We
Knicks fans, yo, we coming hard.
It's time for Knicks Real Talk Live. Been going live on a televised on the blue skies. We on that Friday night Knicks with our Knicks constituents. Lift the altar drip. That's that Knicks orange and blue. I thought you knew it's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. We stand on business. Knicks Real Talk brand. You know we in this. We in the streets of Manhattan. People in the action. Keeping the people reacting. Leading up to Knicks and he's getting it cracked. Cause it's game time. We in the world most famous. We see the Knicks lock your team up. I be serving just like a subpoena. You know the Knicks fan. We feeling real giddy and litty. New York City gritty committee to beat the city by 50. We're about to get me a nice sight with a smart quarter on ice. For a few bucks in the quarter to pay the order with my smart to the right. We got them getting it popping in the Apple Watch. Let the home, let the partners stopping on their Apple Watch. It's Knicks Real Talk. The team streaming on YouTube.com. We got two dudes doing good moves spot on, dropping the bomb from the cop. We got a spot and dropping some of the hottest Knicks content that's up in your head. Enough said, you know, upstairs leaving the guard after they got their bag. Both like a cab to fly back to the triad, no jet lag.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We Yes. What's good, everybody? Good evening. What's going on? What you man? Hope everybody doing well. We in the building. Knicks Real Talk, Divine Shot Powers. It's the Willing and Dealing episode, man. Draft time and all that good stuff. We're going to get down and talk about what's going on. Upcoming free agency, upcoming draft, and all that good stuff. But first and foremost, let me bring my partner in the building with me, man. Shot Powers, what's good, my man?
Yes, Divine. Salute to you as always. Salute to the family in the chat. Let's get it.
Let's get it, yo. Salute Louisiana Knicks in the building, Daniel in the building, King Ribby in the building, Johnny Davis. Salute to all you guys, man. I hope everybody doing well, having a good summer so far, and staying hydrated because it's like smoking out here where I'm at. It's like bananas, like 90-something degrees, man. So hope everybody doing well, having a good summer, man, and we ready to get in here and get it popping. Obviously, know we got a little Knick talk to talk about. NBA draft is about to pop off tomorrow at 8 o'clock, man. First round, and like I said, Sunday. We're going to be heading into NBA free agency. We're going to see all that pan out for the New York Knicks and everything, man. But other than that, Shop, what's good, my man? How your summer going so far? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man, it's hot. It's heavy. And the New York Knicks trades and free agency is off the meters right now. So I'm ready to sit back, relax, talk to my homeboy right here, and let's talk about it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Salute AP was good, my man. Fabian was good, my brother. Salute to you. Salute to everybody, man. But yeah, man, it's about to go down. Obviously, the big question we already know, Anunoby, which we thought was going to happen, opt out the other night, so he becomes a free agent. And he's going to be one of the main things that the Knicks are trying to get resolved in the next couple of days, whatever. Obviously, free agency starts June the 30th, which I think is Sunday. So, you know, all that will be going down and everything like that, man. So he's one of the guys that's going to be commanding a lot of Knicks' attention. Couple other things that might be going on here and there, but he's the biggest thing I think him and Isaiah Hartenstein that the Knicks got to resolve, you know, within the first few hours of free agency, whatever the case may be. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I think the man comes back to the New York Knicks, so that should be a blessing. But there's a lot of other things out there too that's going on. And we have out in the world, man, on Twitter and on X, I meant to say, and a lot of other blogs and all these things, man, about other players possible, the Paul Georges of the world. All these guys, man. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff going down, man. We just gotta be ready for anything, whether it go in our favor or not our favor. Hopefully that the New York Knicks front office do the right thing. Shop Powell to just make sure they put everybody in the right spot. But I think Anunoby will be here. I don't see why they would gave up all that stuff for him not to be here, unless for some miraculous reason that don't go that way. He just decided to go to another team. That would probably hurt. But I think him being the CA representative. I don't think he'll go out like that, you know what I mean? But the Knicks gonna have to pay to play, Shot Powell, and his money looking pretty steep right there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how much he values being a Knick, willing to leave a couple of dollars on the table or just both for the money. And I think Anunoby I think he would pretty much stay with the Knicks, man. I really do. I don't think he would have made these moves knowing that the Knicks would have had to give up Emmanuel, quickly give up R.J. Barrett and all that, and then shed on him. I don't think he even built like that. I don't think so. Let's hope that it all work in our favor, and it could be a decent number between 35 and 38. Some people saying 5 year, 240 million. Some people saying, this and that. But I think he'd do the Knicks a good service because he also be able to capitalize off of being in New York too. You know what I mean? So let's hope it goes that way. But I'm really want to get this thing out the way and know that he's one of the another cogs in the wheel that's going to be here and get it popping. What you think about my man? What's your gut feeling on Anunoby?
I said this over last weekend on Still Knicks fans Ron and stuff. Let's stop playing around. At first I was like kind of joking about it, but now that I look at it, stop playing around. 5 years, 200 million. Let's get it. That's what it looked like. It's going to be somewhere around there. I wish he would take 32. 32 would set the Knicks up great. You know what I mean? But with the 5 years, giving them 200 million, you could start them off at around 32, 33 million this year coming up, and let his salary increase going into the playoffs. I mean, going into the seasons going on. So I think it's somewhere around 200 million. I looked at the numbers that other teams could give him for 4 years. I think the most, I think it was Philly or Detroit was like 185 million, 184.9 million dollars. So I mean, if that's what the logistics is going to be, we'll know in a couple of days, hopefully. And I think they're just going to sign him 5 years, $200 million. His first year with the Knicks this coming season will be somewhere around $32 million. And let this be said too, this contract is going to come with incentives. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're saying $200 million right now, but if he doesn't meet the requirements for the incentives, he won't get that money. You know what I mean? And that will be hashed out at the end of the season. Like if it goes into June, July, May, however long it takes us to be in the playoffs. Once their season is over, the money that he didn't, on the incentive money, he doesn't get that money. So, one of the incentives that I've seen around the league, around people that are talking about it is more than 65 games. And that I believe that is on a lot of people's contracts. A lot 65 games, minutes on the court. If you can make an all-star or all defensive team. So these are some of the things that I believe that they will put into, I heard a couple more things, but I think those are the 3 things that they could put incentives on every year. And in order for him, if you want $40 million, all right, we got you. But if you want $40 million, 3.5 million of this year is going to be in incentives. If you make the incentives, you guarantee $40 million. If you don't make the incentives, then you guarantee 36.5 million dollars or something like that. So I think that's where it's going to be, somewhere around there, something like that. Depending on how much but I think he's coming back. I'm looking at 5 years, $200 million with incentives. So that may bring him down to about $190 million if he doesn't make the incentives. If you make all the incentives, then he'll walk away with $200 million.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, the Knicks going to pay him that. And like you said, I think the city is going to come down to, obviously, definitely games played, playoff appearance.
Definitely playoff. I heard that. Definitely playoff. Definitely playoffs.
Even if it's not all-star, but all defense, because they know that.
Right, all defense. That's what I meant. All defense, or all-star, either or both.
Yep, and they might not even do the all-star thing, knowing that, because you ask him to be be with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. I don't know if the NBA give 3 Knicks an all-star bid. So
right.
Hopefully they leave that out, but they still might throw it in there. But you never know. They're gonna do anything to kind of make that money.
Right. Lessen that money load, that first drop. They definitely want to try to. They're right. All-star may not be in there, but I believe defensive player 1, 2, or 3, one of those 3 teams, he definitely has to be on, and he's proven that he's a defensive player. So I think that be one of the stipulations that they put into the contract.
Yeah, this is now for me with the signing of Anunoby, ladies and gentlemen, now you're going to really see what Leon Rose, what Worldwide West, what Brock Aller all are made of. Because now you're about to get this man $40 million with a Jalen Brunson extension coming up, with a Julius Randle extension coming up. So these cats going to have to be mad savvy with this cap now. I mean, because like regardless if you can afford to go over the cap, that don't mean you want to go. Knicks haven't been there.
Right.
Knicks haven't been over the cap. I mean, in the luxury tax since Leon Rose been there.
Right.
They never went over that cap threshold. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do this thing, man. And with some of the names they might be talking about bringing in there, if they could get them at least out there in the media world. Some of the names like the Paul Georges and all these guys. So the Anunoby contract is big for the Knicks, and I think he definitely deserved to be here because since he's been here for the short period of time, he has made this team better. He makes us better. He solidifies the front line. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And obviously that's why, we were talking about things earlier. We get into that later on in the segment, why some of these guys on the Knicks might not be here. It's because of these reasons right here, because, you got to get his cat his money. You doubling his salary now. You went from 19 to 38. You doubling his money. You know what I mean? You about to double Hartenstein money from 9 to 17 to 18. So a lot of these cats are doubling up. Shit, Jalen Brunson damn near could double up from 24 to 45. So our payroll is starting to double up more. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. And even with the Randall thing, Randall making 29, so where Randall go to 40? You got 3 players, $120 million. Then Hartenstein going to have his money out there. DiVincenzo, so it's going to be interesting to see, man, how this thing happened after this year. But right now, if the worst case scenario, not worst, but the best case scenario is sign Anunoby and then roll with the guys you got. If you bring Hartenstein and Anunoby back with Julius Randle, Brunson, and I still think we that team, but there's some other things out there. So I'm excited about Anunoby, man. I think he fits what we trying to do there. His size, his skill set, both sides of the ball, his toughness, his tenacity. You've seen what he could do. I think if we would have been healthy in the playoff, we'd have been a different story. You know what I mean, Shot Power. So I'm really excited about him, man. Let's hope that he can take his game to another level. Because, right now, career-wise, like 12 points a game, 13.1 PER. So you're looking for him to get real better in a lot of areas. But, damn, he gets down on the court, man. And, you want to see a lot of the numbers go up. But I think he's going to be that guy for the Knicks, him and Brunson and Randall. They're going to be a pretty tough duel to deal with. But we just got to see where they land at with the money. Is he going to help Knicks build a contender by taking a little bit less? I think he will. I think he would take less than people. Like some people got 240-something million. I don't think he's going there.
I don't think the Knicks are going there.
Right. I think the Knicks will do 200, 210, or 220, but I don't think they're going because I just know that they trying to build a contender there. So let's see how it goes, man. But I'm excited about him, and I hope he gets signed by Sunday. Get it out the way. And see what else they're gonna do, man. Shot Powell, but I'm looking forward to him being a Knick next year, a whole season. You know what I mean? A whole season, maybe more healthier than he was because he just other than the elbow and obviously the hamstring in the playoffs. I can imagine having Anunoby for a whole year, a whole season, just doing the damn thing. If we can do that, man, I think the Knicks could be a pretty solid basketball team, man. So let's see how it goes, man. I'm really looking forward to this thing Sunday, man. See how it go down with the free agent thing, man. But hopefully he's the Knick for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I seen, running through the things, little time off here, little run in the corner, go to the bathroom, something. So you look at X and all these other things and stuff like that. You see a lot of our Knicks fans saying, "Oh man, this guy's not worth $40 million. He's not healthy. He's not a big scorer. He's, all these, things to say, and they're valid points. I'm not going to take anything for it because he hasn't been a healthy player. Even coming over here for the Knicks, he had 2 injuries. And I mean, so with that being said, could you just imagine though, Anunoby here playing 65 games this year with the playoffs? I believe this is just me running stuff in my mind. If he has 65 games on the court with the New York Knicks being healthy, I believe we can win 50 of those games. And that's just being modest. That's not counting the 17 other games without him being on the court. I'm just talking about the 65 games that he plays on the court. I believe with him on the court, we can win 50 out of 65 games. And those other 17 games with him not on the court, we could probably, split in half, 8 or 9 more wins. So we're looking at a team that could possibly next year be somewhere from 54 wins to 60 wins next year almost. You know what I mean? With Anunoby on the court. And to prove the fact is Anunoby played 28 games with us and we won 21 or something like that. I forgot the number. I forgot not just the numbers in January, but I think it's 28 games he played with us, and he won with him on the court. We won 21. That's where I'm kind of basing my metrics at. You know what I mean? So if anything can equivalent to what I seen, I forgot. I think it was 28 or 27, something like that, and we won 21. Whatever the thing was, if we can have the 60, 70, 80% of wins with him on the court, he's worth it. You know what I mean? Especially if he's healthy in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I'm 200 million, 40 million a year, incentives every year. I believe that's what's it's gonna be. I don't think the Knicks are going nowhere close to over $200 million. And I mean, I think that I hate to say it like this because it'd be a loss, of course, if we lose them. But I don't see the Knicks going over $200 million because it's gonna hinder them moving on. Now, if you do sign him for $40-something million or 200, and he's making $42 million, he's easier. He's an easier player to move in a trade. If you want to look at that and at that aspect, if you want to look at all right, he's $40-something million. Now we can look if we want to make a one-on-one trade now because we're probably going to be over the cap if we go that high. Then now we're looking at a one-on-one person that we could trade without taking any money back. Now we got a person like that. That's a high-end paid player on our roster that we can move one-on-one, even if we over the first or second apron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yo, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute Just Knicks was good. AP, Trip Moore, man, Mendez, everybody. Salute to you guys, man. Get G Money, what's popping? Peace to the God, Allah wide. What's good, my man? Salute God, peace. Like Jonathan Bodega, I like at 38. Yeah. We're gonna get into that Just Knicks in the next segment. We get into the draft and everything. So stick around with your thoughts and everything like that, man. We definitely gonna get into that in a few minutes in the next segment. But yeah, man, you know what? I think for me, the writing on the wall, it's a no-brainer. I'm really looking at 2 years, a year from now, because the Julius Randle situation will occur. I don't think they extend Julius Randle this year. So with the Anunoby getting it this year, maybe Jalen Brunson get it this year. If them two get it and they don't do Julius Randle this year, Julius Randle already took a pay cut to be a Knick. He probably take another one, but I don't think it'll be substantial. I'm looking at Anunoby with like Justice at 40 million, Brunson at 40 million. Randle, gotta give him Anunoby money. He's worth it. You know what I mean? He's got 2 all-star, all NBA, 25 and 11. I mean, 25 and 9 and 5, whatever. That's going to be an interesting scenario moving into the next season as well, depending on what happens this season. So, it's really going to be interesting. But I think right now, I'm still happy with going with this team with Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Randle, and Hartenstein. If that's what it's going to be, I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? I'm very comfortable with that. I think we got good guys at every position, solid players at every position. So we'll see how it goes. But let's hope Anunoby can stay healthy this year. That's the elephant in the room is his health. And if he can maintain that and stay pretty much injury free this year, not substantial and nothing like that. And he never had a lot of, to me, how would I say it, like ligament damage, injuries and stuff like that. It wasn't that severe, Achilles, all this that I know of. So let's hope that he stays relevant, healthy, and he just produces where he's gonna do it, man. And if he do that, we'd be
65 good. Games. I'm looking for him, Divine. 65 games plus the playoffs. I'm happy with that. I mean, and that's on the low end. I want more than 65 games, but 65 games sets him up for all those incentives because I'm pretty sure that they're going to put incentives on how many games he played. And I think 70 games is a lot. You know what I mean? To say for a player to play 70 games. So I put it down to 65 myself. I say 65. If he can play 65 games plus the playoffs, I'm happy with that because out of those 65 games that he plays, I believe we can win 50 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it depends on how good we are too. Because if our team good enough, where we on any given night we smoking teams hypothetically,
Right.
then you don't have to play these guys a lot of minutes. Not that they play a lot of minutes anyway, but it could be nice where he's sitting down in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Hopefully we get into that realm where our team is on the offense side of the ball, along with our defense executing so good that we give the team the business in the third, fourth quarter, and we be like, okay, you know what? The last 5 minutes, when everybody start getting hurt, because they be like, I'm ready to get off the court because they already played all night long. Let's see it goes, man. But I'm hoping for the best for Anunoby. I'm glad we got that young man in New York, and he just gonna help this team even be better, man. So on that note, let's see what happens, man. I think he stay around 200 million, 40 million a year, or 38. And if we take more, if we take less, that's gravy for us too. You know what I mean? I love for him to do 35, 37. You know what I mean? Because every dollar counts. And we really can use the money.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. Fact. And real quick, we're gonna jump in the draft in a minute. But let me just on quick trade talk. What's you guys' thoughts on Mitchell Robinson? I mean, his name is definitely heavily out there right now, ladies and gentlemen. He is out there. I mean, at one time we might have thought that this was a little smoke here and there, but it's like this shit like it's turned into fire shop. I was like, he got a pop, and it was crazy. Mitchell Robinson said, I went from Florida to New Orleans to New York, and I just bought a place in Tennessee. You know what I mean? So Mitchell Robinson showed that the house he bought in Tennessee. So, and then we had one time we heard about Memphis being involved with the Knicks, with at least Luke Kennard, at least out there in the atmosphere that Luke Kennard was a possibility. But Mitchell Robinson, man, I hate to see my man Money Mitch go, man, but I just got a feeling because of this cap situation, it might force the Knicks' hands to get that money off the books. And I really hate to see him go because, I'm a Mitch guy. But I do think that Mitch might be in his last days in a Knicks uniform, maybe, Shop Powers.
I think Mitch stays. I don't see too many. There was some trade out there for was it Luke Kennard Jr.? I forgot who it was, and at a 6th round pick or something like that I seen out there. I don't think Mitchell Robinson is going nowhere. I don't see nowhere where we can move Mitchell Robinson and get a player back with the same abilities that Mitchell Robinson has when he's on the court. So I think, and he fits into the cap. You know what I mean? He fits into the money. And I mean, now, if they're trying to go and, get a bigger name person or something like that, and they sign Bodega, then Mitchell Robinson is pretty much gone. But if they don't sign Bodega, which I think they're going to relinquish his money, give him that $2 million and let him walk, maybe in the back end, maybe they could re-sign him on a vet minimum deal or I think the vet minimum deal or something like that, maybe. But right now, I think Bodega is going to hold on to the money for Arnstein and for OG. So right now, I do not see I don't see Mitch going anywhere. I think Mitch is going to be here, and and the biggest thing about Mitch Robinson is him being healthy. And if we can have a year that he had, the year that he made this big contract at 70. What did he play? 72, 73, 74 games or something like that year. If we could get 65 games from Mitchell Robinson plus the playoffs, I'm happy. You know what I mean? If we get 65 games with Mitchell Robinson plus the playoffs, I'm happy. So I think he stays. I don't think they're unless they sign. If they sign Bodega, then I guess we'll get back to talking about Mitchell Robinson being moved. But for right now, I think the Knicks are not going to sign Bodega, and I got a couple other things that I think the Knicks can do to get some more players in here to strengthen the lineup, and we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah. I'm 60-40 because of the cap situation and the things they need to do to maybe get to another level. I just don't know if the Knicks can invest $31 million or $36 million and two guys that possibly could be injured for them. Hartenstein with the Achilles injury. No matter what we may think, it only take a couple of games to step that damn foot go the other with all that damn weight. I think it's not about his skill set. I think it's about the longevity, and we don't want to have the reoccurrence of what happened in the playoffs last year when every damn body wasn't there. Mitchell Robinson wasn't there. Hartenstein, you could tell he wasn't playing at his level with that foot. So I think that's the only reason they might bring that up. And they don't, I'm fine too, because I'm a Mitch guy. But from a business standpoint, I think they might move Mitch just due to the fact they can't stay on the court and the best ability and availability. And I think they can go and make it with how would I say, with Anunoby there now, and Randall and Hartenstein. I think they got enough defense to do what Mitch do. You know, they got enough there. Not Randall, obviously, but Anunoby and who I said, Hartenstein. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. What will they do it? Like I said, I'm really 60-40, but I'm more in the 60 of trading them because I just think that number one, you paying $14 million for what he do, and it's like what's that cat who was in Orlando that you can go get guys in there who could back up Hartenstein that can give you the minutes, give you some minutes for less money minute-wise, and can block a shot or two. Maybe they might not be Mitchell Robinson, but they also might have a skill set that Mitchell Robinson don't have neither. So it's gonna be interesting. I just if I had to put my guessing hat on, let me put it like that. My guessing hat, I think the Knicks might, if the right package come up with him and Bogdan, they might have to go for it. Because let's say the Mikal Bridges thing pop off. Not saying that they want Mitchell Robinson, but I'm just saying. But that's a cheap contract. Bogey got expiring, whatever. They might be like, yo. Yeah, I'm with you, Chef Nick, on that. Salute to everybody in the chat too, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute to you guys. Thank y'all for coming in. We got my man Banging USA Sports, Ribby, APAP, Louisiana Knicks, Chef NYK, everybody in the building. And let me read a couple of chats right quick. We get back at it. And excuse me, movies and stuff is in the building too. Salute. The reality is the Knicks want a good championship level team. They got to pay. It's not bad money if you have considered that facts. It's 100% right. And you know what? And on that note as well, don't do like a lot of other teams there, because you look at teams that's like they put all their eggs in one basket. Now they screwed for a long amount of years. Here's a prime example. Look at the Golden State Warriors. They don't won the rings now, but look, they got stupid.
They strapped. They double over the apron. They over both aprons and some.
And I'm hoping we don't do that, because we with all the draft picks we got in the arsenal and the good talent, we got enough talent on the Knicks to be good for the next 4 or 5 years. But you know what I mean. So, but I agree with APAP. You know, you go all in, you go all in. Chef Nick, and I agree with you on that. He said, I think we signed Goga from Orlando. That's what I think we're gonna. Literally, look at my thumbnail. That's what I think they might go get. If they could pull that off, because he got some skill sets that'll work that work for them, man. So it's gonna be interesting.
His money is good too. He could take that $5, $6, $7 million instead of $14 million. Cut Mitchell Robinson contract in half. I seen it out there. I just don't know how we get him. I just don't know how we get him.
I think he's a free agent though, ain't he?
He might be a free agent. I think he might be out on the market. There's a couple of big guys that are out there. Drummond and all these guys, they out there this year. They out there, but if we sign him, we're gonna have to move Mitchell Robinson up, because I mean, you know, it's some ways that we can still get him and moving Mitch and bringing in another big time superstar, older superstar player. But that's enough. You know, that's later on into the segue. You know what I mean? Because Gogan coming here mean Mitchell Robinson and Bodega gets signed, Mitchell Robinson and Bodega gets moved, and you know, then we're possibly talking about working a three-team trade to try to get Paul George. You know what I mean? That'll be because aside from, I mean, Mitch money with Bodon is good money, but where we going? Who we really moving Mitch to bring back a contract or something like that? If we moving Mitch, we trading him. So that means that we trading $14 million out. We got to get at least $14 million back. And I don't
think 14 is more like 60.
Yeah, it's like about 14, about 12 or 11 to 12. But you say 14 for 14. I mean, because you're gonna get a player back on a lesser contract with a pick. You know what I mean? With a second round or maybe a first round pick or something like that. You know, that's how that's gonna go. You know, so it's gonna be about $14 million with the pick and the person that you bring back.
Yeah. You know, because for me, like I said, just think about if you do find a way and know what Brock out, they know how to wheel and deal all this shit. Because see, think about it, Mitch. Can you imagine? Even if you bring back 11 million, like you clear 10 million from Mitch, that 10 million could be Anunoby money. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
right.
Yeah. So that and like I said, I think the biggest elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm bringing up the Mitchell Robinson thing is because you guys know that the Knicks gonna have to give Julius Randle damn near $40 million. He done took a pay cut in New York already. He making 30 now. So if you extend Julius Randle for 4 or 5 years, or whatever, he gonna be all-star material. He all NBA, so his money gonna be pretty substantial. So I you know, that's the reason why I'm looking at the Mitch thing and I'm looking at the Bodega thing. You know, that's why I like the Paul George thing, ladies and gentlemen. Just hear me out for a reason. If you send Mitch, Bodega, I don't care if you send 3 picks, hypothetically 4 picks, whatever. You bring Paul George in on an expiring deal. Listen, expiring. Now you can get him without giving up. Now you can give Julius Randle that money next year because now y'all got 40 million. Y'all cleared $48 million or whatever the case may be. So I think Julius Randle going to be an interesting topic in the next 6 months to a year because he due for an extension. Or the New York Knicks going to give Julius Randle, Anunoby, and Jalen Brunson money, which he's worthy. He's worthy. I'm not, but that's going to hinder their team. So we had to see. Let me put up salute my man Daddy said I see Bogey, Mitch, Burke, Sims, Brown, Top, and such a packaging their bag. Yeah, I do too. I think Mitch is gone. I believe it. I dare. And like I said, I think it's just because of the injuries. The Knicks that had Mitchell Robinson for 6 years, and he can't stay on the court. He can't stay there. And there's nothing about not liking Mitch, but business is business. Though. Business is business. So, you know, you got a car, the shit ain't working, you're going to buy you another car. That's all to it. This shit ain't rolling right, you're going to get you a better car. You whatever it is, it ain't
we'll definitely know about Mitch because he can possibly go in a trade in tomorrow's draft. And I mean, if they're going to do something like that, you know what I mean? It'll be pretty soon. They'll have to do it. Whatever they have to do it soon because they're still dwindling on 23-24 year season right now. And they're not in the tax right yet. You know what I mean? So they would have to make the trade before it's I just figured I didn't know it was this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 172 for the cap. Over 178 is the first apron, and over 189 is the second apron. And I mean, so we can hit the cap, you know what I mean, because we're under the cap now of 172. And I mean, we could go over the cap to close to the first apron, you know what I mean? And the tax team, we still can make same trades like everything is regular. But once you go into the first apron, then it changes all the perspective of how you can make trades, and your mid-level goes to half. You can't use your biannual. You miss out on the trade exceptions, which Obi Toppin's money is about to drop that trade exception for him and stuff like that. So, you know, once you go into the luxury, then it's just everything starts being taken away. They start sucking away on the first apron, and the second apron is like you're hamstrung. You're locked up with your hands behind your back, and you got shackles on your feet. You know, shackles on your feet. So
right.
you know what I mean? So that's how that go down. You know what I mean? That's how that go down right there. And I don't think the Knicks want to be in that second apron. I don't think the Knicks want to be too far in the first apron, but they're surely going to go over. They're surely going to go over the tax, the cap. They're surely going to go over the cap of 172. I'm sure they're going to be over the cap, and that's fine that they're over the cap because that is not as big of a you can still will and deal over the cap. The luxury, the first apron is where it starts getting tricky, and the second apron is almost impossible to do anything. So any big name trades or any trades that we do, we have to do it before we hit the luxury tax, not the cap so much, not the 172. We could go over the cap because us going over the cap gives us a tax exemption pick of about $5 million or something like that. So when we go over the tax, we get a tax break because we went over, and we get $5 of relief to get another player. So Devon, this stuff, this thing is. And I'm not, and like I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to you, Devon. I'm not 100% sure, but as I'm finding more out, it may differentiate. I missed the word. It may change up a little bit, but I think I'm kind of getting the logistics of how this goes. It's 172, 178, 189. I mean, and if we go over the cap, it's fine. It's not bad, but we don't want to go into the luxury of 178.7 million dollars.
Yep.
For the team.
Yep. Let me ask y'all a question. We're gonna move on to the draft in a few minutes. Let me ask y'all a question. If you could get Paul George here without giving Julius Randle for 1 year, would you guys do it? If you had a team of Jalen Brunson, Paul George, this is all hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. He might stay there. I'm just saying hypothetically, because none of these trades is validated through the media source of where we 100%. So we only just playing GM on here. We don't have no actual sources. We don't even know half this shit gonna happen, but we like to put it out there because it is out there, and we're gonna play GM for a minute. For me, would I take Paul George for 1 year if it means moving Robinson, Bodega, or whoever else in some picks? The hard part is losing the picks for 1 year. Obviously, you give up your pick, and then you lose picks and you don't keep him. But if you can get him and give up something that's pick wise not too, which I don't think they even want picks down there, and they trying to win it all. You know what I mean? Obviously they got James Harden to think about, Kawhi Leonard sign, but anyway,
in order to make a trade with all right, from what I'm understanding, if we make a trade with Paul George, we can make a trade. It is a way that we can figure it out, but LA Clippers is already in the tax or close to the tax with all those players that they got over there. So they don't want to make a trade and put them farther into the tax. You know what I mean? I think they're over their cap, but not in the first apron. I'm not exactly sure, but how I was figuring it out is they would make a trade with us, but they don't want to take back too much money to put them in the apron. Because you can't make the trade then if you're already in the apron. You know what I mean? If you're in the first apron, it's a man for man. So it would have to be that he signs the contract, we send over barely enough, and this will all have to happen quick before the free agents. So it's a way to get him, but we might have to find a team that has a lot of money on their books. You know what I mean? To suck up some of this money that's going around, because the Knicks don't want to go into the apron. Clippers don't want to go into the apron as well, either apron. You know what I mean? So they could get a deal done, but they might have to suitor it through someone that has a lot of money on their books. You know what I mean? Like for instance, maybe Detroit. You know what I mean? Not saying Detroit is up, but I know Detroit has like 67. I think they had like 67, $68 million on their books to the cap or whatever. So maybe if we could finagle some way of giving both teams give all their picks to Detroit, and the players go to the both sides and they take the cap hit. You know what I mean? But because they have the most money, it could work or something like that. I'm still figuring it out. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I just brought that up, like I said, because Jalen Brunson, listen, Jalen Brunson, Paul George, Anunoby, Randall, Hartenstein, ain't nobody messing with that in the East, bro. So that's why I'm doing it with the humor of, can you just imagine who gonna mess with that team, bro? Literally. That's tough to beat. So, things like that is out there. I see it out there. I'm just putting it out there because I see it out there on X, or you might see it on Google front page and stuff like that. I got a feeling the Knicks might just stay where they at. They might just get it. But like I said, I know they're keeping an eye on the Mikal Bridges thing. Out of all the ones, his makes sense because of his type of money, his chemistry and camaraderie with Jalen Brunson and all them guys. He is the most safest one. He's the safest one, no question, because $23 million this year, 25 or something next year. And
he'll put us in luxury, but not by much.
He's not by much, right? So but it won't even really necessarily have to put in luxury. It all depends who you sending out. You know what I mean? It all depends who you send out with him. When you send out Bodega, because Bodega played for Brooklyn back in the days. Let's say if you send him and somebody else out, we don't got too much to send out because we're not trying to give away the guy that we got. But
this another reason for you saying that, Divine. This is another reason why I think Mitchell Robinson stays. I think I know we're going to talk about trades, and I still have some plays in the trade when we get to it. But the plays that I have looking like they're rising up the ladder. And I mean, they're not staying around at 20, 24, 25, 26 picks no more. So with that being said, I think if we offer Brooklyn, Bodega, Deuce McBride, and 6 first-round picks, I think we could get Mikal here. You know what I mean? And that would be these 2 first picks up here that we have, the both 24 and 25th pick.
Okay.
Milwaukee's pick next year, Washington pick next year. That's 4 and 20. The Stepien rule would be 26 and 28 of our first-round picks. So we will be giving up actually 3 first-round picks of our own and 4 of our own and 2 from other teams. And I mean, and we still would have the 27th first-round pick. The Knicks are going to recuperate all the picks that they give out. Somehow, somewhere, they're going to get some of these picks back. But I think that trade, giving Brooklyn the first 2 picks for this year, the 24th and the 25th pick, could entice them a little bit more. If you're giving up this player, and it looks like Claxton may be leaving them. There was talks that they were trying to sign him, but the same people that looking for Hartenstein is also looking for Claxton. If he leaves, I think they gotta blow it up. There's no doubt that they gotta blow it up, and the best way to blow it up is get 4, 5, 6 picks back, and 2 picks for this year will work great for them. But all that stuff that I'm talking about has to happen like tonight, or Brooklyn already called them like, all right, we'll make the deal with you. Pick these 2 players up for us for 24, 20, or they'll trade the picks tomorrow night. That music that come on. The New York Knicks pick is traded to Brooklyn. For Brooklyn, and then when they do the 25th pick, the 25th pick is traded to Brooklyn for Mikal Bridges. That they wouldn't announce it off of the 24th; they'll announce it after the 25th pick. So that's what I'm hoping to hear. That's what I'm hoping to hear. Because Brooklyn could pick up 2 picks right now to stock up the thing. I believe that Claxton, I think he might be leaving, going to OKC. As Big talks about him going to OKC, he's a free agent. Are they gonna buddy up and pay him or let him go? He's a free agent this year. If he goes there, I think we got a better chance of getting Mikal, because they'll be ready to tear it down then, I think, with not having their premier center that they had last year in Claxton.
Yeah, they're in the quagmire anyway, because you got to remember, not only Claxton, you got to think about Cam Thomas. You also got to think about
all of them.
And you still got Ben Simmons on the book. You know what I mean? It's a lot of and who to say that, my man, he might talk like he want to build something around in Brooklyn. Who to say Mikal don't want to from Philadelphia? You know what I mean? He went with the Villanova from Philly. Mother worked for the Philadelphia organization. I mean, who would say Mikal wouldn't want to boat over to Philadelphia with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey them? So he's definitely gonna be a name out there. As I see right now, the New York Knicks get Anunoby signed, get Hartenstein signed. If they deal with somebody in the draft, they roll. But let's remember, they just offered some picks for Alex Caruso. They literally put a package of picks together for Alex Caruso. For Oklahoma, they went with Josh Giddey and with Oklahoma City. So so that just goes to show you the Knicks trying to bolster their team because
OKC look like
yeah.
I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. So I say all that to say that the Knicks is trying to build something to win, ladies and gentlemen. They are, and I think they're going all in. They can go all in, but just be wise about going all in. So far, I like Paul George, like I said, because that you ain't got to sign him after this year. Fuck that 40-something $million he getting this year, that shit gone. You know what I mean? So, it's gonna be really interesting. And like Louisiana said earlier, the dude, as a matter of fact, I put up there, he said, "Are you sure you want to resign Randall? He's gonna want a significant contract, or are you sure he can get you to a championship?" That's and that's where all this shit come into play. A lot of guys we think might be moving, might not be moving. I think AD them staying where they at, him, LeBron and them, they're gonna go get somebody to pair with them guys. Obviously a lot of teams running it back. I did hear Dallas talk about sending Tim Hardaway Jr. to Detroit for Quentin Grimes. So everybody trying to get better, man, and don't get it twisted. Though we had a team that could have got us there last year, that don't mean that same thing gonna occur this year. We just can't automatically say the Knicks gonna be dope. We can project that if everybody say healthy, blah blah blah, and we'll beat it. But it's a lot of other teams gonna get better too. So we was definitely pushing at the top of the East last year. It all depends what the other teams do. Let's see what Philly do with they $67 million. Let's see what Boston do. Let's see what all these guys do. So that's why I think the Knicks wanted that Caruso thing. They wanted these guys who can help them on this side of the ball defend against some guys who they're about to go up against. And I think that would have been a good move for them. I would have loved Caruso here. I think he just got that size at that guard spot, and his defense is impeccable. So I think that's gonna be interesting. But I don't know how all this shit gonna shake out. But I do know this much: keep an eye on the Knicks in the next week, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep an eye on them because the New York Knicks is trying to win a championship. They're not trying to go through all that. I gotta teach this cat how to play back. They ain't on that. They ain't been on that in 3 years. So just watch because to me, if you're going for a championship, you look at all the teams that win championships. You ain't see no young players on the bench. You ain't see Boston, you name it, the Golden State Warriors. They don't got no cats sitting wasting. They rather put a veteran in for $5 million who's like, if somebody get hurt, they can come in filling right in there and do the thing and won't have to worry about him having the Jericho Sims issue like last year in the playoffs. Look at what happened to our guy Jericho Sims last year. Got in there, he good, but that playoff pressure couldn't handle it. So I think the Knicks is on something different. Let's see how they go with this thing, man. I don't know. But listen, we're going to get into the draft. Let's talk about it because I know everybody ready to get into it, and I think it's going to be interesting. What are the Knicks going to do on the upcoming NBA draft tomorrow night? Charles Powell's 8 o'clock tomorrow. Knicks got the 24th and 25th pick or something of that nature. And the 38th.
Yeah, 24, 25, and 38.
What's your take on these picks? Do you think the Knicks get a sign somebody? Do you think somebody get a draft somebody, or you think they're going to wheel and deal like the last couple of years? Because the Knicks, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks haven't drafted the last couple of years in the draft, undrafted dudes, but they haven't drafted in the draft in the last couple of years. So do you think that's going to be a reoccurring scenario, being that they're trying to win a championship, or you think they're going to go in there and pull somebody out of here this year, put them on the bench, and let them grow with the organization? What's your take on that?
I got so many ways of thinking about how they're going to do because my first instinct was they signed all 3 of the drafts. And I mean, I thought they could probably get Missy. I thought they could get Ryan Dunn, and I thought they could get at 38. Is it Brandon Jr.? I forgot he's a junior. He's at 38. I think those were the 3 names that I thought that the Knicks could pick up this year. And I mean, it all depends on It all depends on what OG signs for, and if the Knicks are making a trade. Because if the Knicks are making a trade, then we're not picking up none of these picks. And then there's another way that they could keep one of the 24 to 25th pick and move back into the draft. Move into like the Knicks usually do, move back in the draft, trade their first round pick for 2 second-round picks, and pick up 2 guys in the second-round picks plus their 24th pick. The Knicks usually, if they don't pick their pick, they move back into the draft like they did for Quentin Grimes, like they did for IQ, like they did for no, they didn't do that for Sims, but for those style of players. So it's tricky to try to figure out what the Knicks are going to do, but I think that the Knicks, for the seats in the chairs, I think they're going to try to pick up 2 or 3 players from this draft. I want them to pick the 24th, 25th, and 38th pick. But like I said, the guys that I like, not that the Knicks like them, but the big words for all these guys: the Khalil Ware, the Khalil, the Dunn, the Missies. All these guys are moving up the ladder. So if I think if they can't solidify one of those guys that they want, they either trade those picks, move those picks back so they can get extra players, or move them into trade them for 25 for a team that wants them this year. And I mean, somebody that wants the 25th pick, we trade them a pick so we could get an unprotected pick from whosoever or whatever. So it's a couple of ways that the Knicks can will and deal to try to work it out. But my first instinct, when I first thought about it, doing the first cap numbers, because the first cap numbers I did is now I don't even believe in it, because there's so many rumors coming out about Mitchell Robinson and signing Bodega and doing this thing and stuff. So it all depends on what the Knicks prioritize themselves of doing. And I think one of the guys that I was almost like 99.999% sure that they're going to try to get is Brian Dunn. But it looks like he's moved from the 28th pick all the way up into maybe 21st, 20th, in that top 20 numbers and stuff like that. And I don't think the Knicks are going to move up to get him. I think they'll move back before they move up, or trade the picks to somebody else. So see what happens.
Yeah, I'm bullish on a couple of guys there. Obviously, I like the big man out of Purdue. So I mean, like, listen, you trade with the Robinson, them just find a way to get them picks up there.
Are you talking about Edie?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I mean. He might command 7 or 8, 9 million, but they ain't.
He's moved up the ladder.
Yeah, he's
moved up the ladder. They talking about he's top 15 now. You know what I mean?
Yo, let me salute my man. Salute to the chat. Nick P, what's good, my brother? Good to see you. Nick P in the building. Salute to my man, Nick P. Good to see you. I mean, you in the chat. Nick, I know you're doing all right, man. You still here doing your thing, man. Salute to my man, Nick P. To Louisiana, APA, D Nice, my brother, Jeff Woods, everybody. Louisiana, I'll get to that question before the show is over. I'm sorry we jumped off that before we changed segments, but I will get to your question about what we think we need to do. Hold on to that thought, because I will answer that for you. But for the draft, for me, it could go a lot of ways. Either the Knicks could take them picks, move up, get somebody that's going to have an impact, or they could trade them, or like you said, they could move them back. Because you still got guys like that could do what these guys in the league coming and doing in the G League. I mean, you still got Jacob topping them there. You got guys who probably could do what these young boys about to come in the league and do, that's already in our G League, or they already on a bench. I don't know what the Knicks gonna do, but like I said, prior to the Caruso going to them, the Knicks offered them some young picks. They ordered for them some picks. What picks they are, I don't know. But and they said that the Knicks package was superior than the one that they OKC got. You know what I mean? So that means the Knicks is out there looking to do something. So it's only so many ways they can go, like you said. Either they move up, move back, or trade them. And we're gonna see how tomorrow goes down. How we might get off the show tonight. Later on tonight, you might hear something pop through. But y'all keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground tomorrow, because it all goes down tomorrow anyway. Draft night. You got a lot of interesting scenarios. I mean, for me, I'm going to lean towards what they've been doing the last couple of years, just due to the fact they're trying to win a championship. And me looking at the NBA over the years, I've been watching it. When you in championship mode, that's the reason why RJ not here. That's the reason why Quickly not here. It's because these cats won a championship. So you got to have guys who got the bona fide pedigree, like the Randalls and the Brunsons and these guys who got that makeup. Not saying RJ them don't have that makeup, but Anunoby won a ring already, though he didn't get to play, but he been there. He been in the championship game. He won one with the Toronto Raptors. Jalen Brunson went to the Western Conference Finals with the Dallas Mavericks. DiVincenzo won a ring with the Bucks. He went to the play deep in the playoff with the Golden State Warriors. They bringing in guys who have playoff experience, who are not choked under pressure. I think that's just where they at, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're going for a ring. So that's what's making me skeptical about these draft picks. Are you going to stockpile them? Are you going to put them on the bench and let's let them? I don't know. I'm not sure how it goes. I don't know what they're going to do. But I would have to lean more towards they might draft one-shot powers and or they might package them. I just think that's where we at the organization. 2-3 years ago, like I was telling you, the Pad podcast, now a different story. I think after we drafted the Jericho Sims, at the Deuce McBride, and after Quentin Grimes, I said that the Knicks probably going to be the youngest guys.
That was the one I was talking.
Yeah, them might be the youngest guys you see on the Knicks for a while. And sure enough, what happened the last couple of years? They traded their draft picks, because they got a coach, they got players, and they got an owner who they desperate to win a ring, man. That we 1970, 73, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? And now they right there on the cusp of Dan, they're trying to do it almost. I mean, last year we were an injury of 2 or 3 away from Dan, they're making it happen. So I think I just say all that to say that it's going to be interesting how the draft go tomorrow. But whatever the Knicks do, I hope they get somebody that's going to be able to come in here. I'm hoping they come in here and could play, and because think about it. For the next 3 or 4 years, your team locked up. Jalen Brunson be locked up for 4 years, so you ain't going to draft him.
That's another reason why I'm not worried about that 26th and 28th picks if we give up these guys, or these 24 and 25th picks. I'm not even worried about that, because the next 4 years, what we got to worry about? We ain't got to worry about. We don't play in the draft anyway that much. So that's exactly the reason why I've advocated for them to trade. I mean, if they're going to be a trade, they're trading that 24 and 25th pick off the muscle, I believe. I mean, and we don't play in the draft that much anyway. They'll probably pick up that 38th pick and pick up somebody nice in that realm somewhere around there. But you know what I mean? But it all depends on if I'm surprised if they sign both. Well, we'll find out tomorrow what happens, because it could be some things going down tomorrow that'll shock your world. And then it might be just like the same old New York Knicks last couple of years. We trade up picks at the trade deadline. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens.
Yeah, because especially now with I agree with D Nice as far as they did, because of the depth. I just think that now the way the NBA is out there, we have guys that we probably can, like I said, there are guys probably in the G League on the Knicks, or guys, somewhere that could do what some of these guys do. How they get signed to the roster, I can't tell you. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm just going. I think now, because we so close to that, trying to get to the mountaintop. I just think they just want to have guys here that can go in the playoffs. And if somebody put like this here, look at what happened last year. Prime example, ladies and gentlemen. We went to the playoffs. All our players got injured. None of the young boys on that bench can come in there and do what they do. None of them.
All right.
None of them. They didn't put Toppin in there. They didn't put Jeffries in there. Jericho Sims couldn't do the damn thing. So that's what I think. And if you look at a lot of championship teams, they're going to find some guys. I don't care, like back in the day, how you got that veteran guy who just sitting there. He might be, leg in, leg out of his career, but he only won a certain amount of money. I mean, you might have to start looking at guys like that, because bench fillers, yeah, just bench fillers. But I'm hoping they draft some of these young guys. I really love to draft them, because I want them to grow in their organization. But you got to also, ladies and gentlemen, look at these guys might not get to play. Them guys, because listen, Jalen Brunson about to get extension. You ain't gonna be playing in front of Jalen Brunson, and you might not be able to back up Jalen Brunson if Deuce McBride there, DiVincenzo there. You sign Anunoby for 5 years. You sign Randall. Where these cats gonna play at? Then you sign Hartenstein for 4 years. So these guys is not gonna see a lot of court time in the next 4 years because the Knicks trying to go get a championship. I think that I'm thinking that's what it is. Am I right? I don't know. I'm just only throwing it out there from speculation, but. I thought he had a chance. Just Knicks. I would have loved it. I thought Toppin would have had a chance. I liked his game, man. He had a little bit more in just Knicks. I thought Jacob Toppin had a little bit more to give me than Obi Toppin when it comes to the defense side of the ball and all that. I wish the Knicks would have had a guy them in there, but that just goes to show you got guys like that who wasn't even playing. So so we'll see. The draft's gonna be fun tomorrow. Anybody that I think the Atlanta Hawks going to take number one. I don't know what they going to do. They got some projections out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll throw that up there for y'all can see that. And some of the guys in the mock draft, this NBC mock draft, obviously. But yeah, like everybody big on the Ryan Dunn guy. Speculation is, we are in win now mode. Facts, man. It's all about winning now, man. It ain't nothing else to it but to do it. We need a ring up in 50 years, man. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, they got Atlanta guard forward Zachary Rashai out of Baghdad, Brazil. I don't know about him too much. Washington Alex Starr. Watch out for that because they talk about Kyle Kuzma on the blocks. One time you heard Kyle Kuzma with Mitchell Robertson. You heard this and that. So, but Washington looking at on this NBC mock draft. Obviously Alex Starr. I seen that cat. I seen some clips of him the other. Lanky dude. He got a little skill with him. Either the Wizards are in rebuild earnest last season, the franchise is essentially in talent equation mode. Where that will leave a player like Kyle Kuzma. Like I said, I did see his name out there. Speculation. He might go back out to LA with LeBron and them, with AD and them, because now with JJ Redick out there, they're gonna be trying to do the damn thing. Reed Shepard, Kentucky, Houston, San Antonio, Stephen Castle. That's a good pick for them. I'll tell you why. With Wembanyama and his skill set, you don't have to throw him down that middle all the time. And I think this cat Stephen Castle will fit right in there with them with Jeremy Shohan and them guys. I think he'd be a good pick for them. And I think Greg Popovich to get the best out of that guy. No question about it. So I think that's going to be an interesting pick. If that wasn't true and they would have grabbed him, I think that'd be a good pick for them because like that's a big boy right there. Now he can get down. G League Unite number 5 Detroit. Matisse. I don't know a lot of these guys. You gotta tell me if y'all know any of them. You like any of them? I heard that out there. Hector, we get to that. He said, "Can you pencil OG for missing time? No one knows how Randall show." Yeah, absolutely right. You're 100% right. I agree with you, D Nice. Anything is going to happen there, man. And we got to see what the Knicks going to do with all these guys. A little Precious Achua, Shaw Powell, all these guys. So it's gonna be interesting the next couple of weeks, man, or next week, whatever. About all this stuff. Are you guys doing a draft show pre or post? I won't be able to because I'm actually going on vacation tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I probably won't be, but Shaw Powell want to get it, so you're always welcome. You know how I do. Mitch for Luke Kennard. Hey Hector, I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about that. Mitchell Robinson just bought a house in Tennessee. So Mitchell Robinson go out there to Memphis with John Morant and them, and you never know, but hey, you just don't know. Hopefully there's some activity in the next 3 years. We have it. Yeah, man, we have it, man. Like I said, we will. I think something will kick. Put like this here: if the Knicks ain't trade them draft picks by tomorrow afternoon, then either they trade them that night or they're gonna draft somebody. Pretty much what it come down to. But for me, none of these guys, I don't think we're gonna be up there in the top 10, obviously. So I don't know what they're gonna decide to do. Shaw Powell, a lot of these guys that I'm showing on the draft board, these cats gonna be gone before we even get there. So, but one thing I gotta give Knicks credit. Thank God we got my man Walt Perrin there. Walt Perrin is a scout of talent. He know how to draft good talent. Knicks did well with the draft. Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride. The jury's still out on Jericho Sims. But Walt Perrin came in here and got some good, nice players up in here, man. So let's hope that he can pull some magic. If we're going to draft somebody, he know how to go down there in the later round and get talent. That's one thing I can say about Walt Perrin. I'm really happy about having him aboard on the Knicks scout report, scout staff, because he goes out there and get guys, man. And he have got us some good ones. Obviously, a lot of them he got, they ain't here no more neither, though. so like that just go to show you where the Knicks is going right now. Got quickly down there. He got all he got, but they ain't here no more. So like I said, it's a different story right now, man. I like what's going on here. Anybody you see there, Shot Power, that you think that might be able to slip down or come up to the Knicks or drop down to the Knicks, or you think pretty much a lot of these guys at the top are going to go at the top? I don't know how thorough the draft
Right.
is.
That's what I believe, because a lot of the guys that I'm looking at that you just showed on the top have been right around the same teams for the last week or so that I've been paying attention to them. It started getting a little tricky after this. What's that you on now? 15. That's when it starts getting a little tricky. I've seen a couple of names change around. I've seen a couple of players move up. I see a couple of players drop down. So this is where it starts getting tricky around this 15th pick or so. So, and that is Miami's pick, yeah. So it starts getting tricky right around that pick right there. But like I said, the Knicks really don't play in the draft too much. I'm hoping that they can pick up one of these guys. I want them to pick up all three of the guys, but all that three guys getting picked up all depends on how the team moving forward. If they're trying to stay under the cap, if they're trying to stay under the first apron, that makes a big difference, because you pick up those three guys that you got right now, you're talking about $6 million. And I mean, 5-point-something million dollars, $6 million. You know what I mean? And you get three bodies on the bench for $6 million. Could you go into free agency? Free agency, or after the draft, free agency. Yeah, you could probably get one or two of those guys in there, maybe a couple of $100,000, maybe $900,000. Almost $1 million. You could get, and for me, from 20 all the way down until the second round, you have a lot of similar style of guys. You know what I mean? Big, 6'10", athletic, rebounding, dunking the ball, have to work on their shooting percentage, real good on defense. A lot of these guys from 15 down. So the trend stays with these guys, because this is a big man thing. Some of these guys that we talk about right now is like that goes 20 or 30 or something like that. In 5-10 years, they're going to be one of the best role players on somebody's team. Now, this draft right here doesn't seem like they have so much of a big name stars, but they got some good players in these drafts that are young and 18, 19, 20. There's a couple of older guys there that are battle tested and ready to play some basketball. But a lot of these guys are younger guys coming into the league. And after they get in the league 3, 4, 5 years to know if they really if they excelled in the league or if they're going to China.
You know what? Hey, Nick 100. That's what I'm talking about right there. Watch that. That's the 9th pick with Kennard. Watch. I'm telling y'all, listen. That's Nick 100 and Hector Gatson. That's why I said you got to watch that Mitch thing, because I seen it out there. And if the Memphis Grizzlies is willing to give up the 9th pick and Luke Kennard, or even if it's Mitchell Robinson and two of our 24th and 25th picks, that's what I'm talking about. Now you're getting up there where you might got a guy who they might say, I know this cat can make a difference. I know he can help impact the game too, like this year. You know what I mean? Like if they go up there and get Luke Kennard in the 9th pick for Mitchell Robinson, they must think that there's somebody in that draft that can come in here right now and help them. And that's interesting. AP, I would love to see. That's another thing. Can Joker Bidas come over here and earn the spot as a backup point guard? Cat playing pro ball over there, so that's going to be interesting to see too. AP, what Rocket's going to do, how they're going to deal with that thing. But it's a lot of interesting scenarios out there, ladies and gentlemen, that the Knicks could do and the way they can go about it. Keep them, trade them, whatever the case.
A lot of ways they can maneuver.
They can maneuver a lot of ways out there. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And let me round out the top 25 and I get the screen up there. Keyshawn Jordan, Miami, pretty decent. But like you said, New Orleans, they talking about New Orleans taking Keel Ware. He got connections with the New York Knicks with my man, Coach Woodson. So if he's fall all the way down to 21, you know what? You never know what this could do. They could move up and grab that. So it's gonna be if they want somebody and they think they can make an impact in the next couple of years. Like y'all guys said, Ryan Dunn, 24 out of Virginia to New York. Good defense, offense definitely got to get worked on. He definitely a good skilled defense player though. Then they got Knicks taking a forward center, Kyle out of Duke. So that's interesting as well. So
Who was 25, Divine?
Kyle Flowowski out of Duke.
Yeah, I seen that too. I started to see his name pop up a little bit more too. Filipowski, right? Or Filipowski.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see his name in a lot of more people's mentions for that 25th pick.
Yep. Yeah, man. And like John said, if Jalen Brunson takes a pay cut, it will help us sign another decent player like Kelly Oubre. I mean, the Knicks got some things they need to think about, man. And so like I said, these draft picks, they don't get me wrong, they are valuable. I don't care what they 24, they are valuable because whether they can a younger team can use them to get somebody they want, or an older team can use them to put in a salary cap situation, whatever the case may be. Don't get it twisted. That 24th and 25th pick is viable. Even a 38th pick. I'll tell you why. A team might have the 38th pick for they had to worry about paying out all that money.
Right.
So I can see the Knicks. I can see the Knicks flipping the first two picks and draft the 38th pick. Because that way the money, they don't have to worry about putting the money on the books. Not
right,
that
and getting the person. I think so too. I think so. Especially if they're making a big trade. Those 24 and 25th picks are going to a team if we're making a big trade. So watch out tomorrow, man. I gotta figure out where I gotta find it at. But that's what you really have to watch out for, because if anything goes down with a trade, Mitchell Robinson or Bodega with Mitchell Robinson, they sign them, whatever they're gonna do. That 24th and 25th pick is going to be very vital for what the Knicks are going to do. They may trade one of the picks. Maybe, it's a couple of things. They could probably do Mitchell Robinson and the 24th pick to get the 6th pick in Kennard, you know what I mean, to make the deal sweet. So this way they still get a play in the first round, and you get a defensive-minded player, and you still get 24th, and you give us 6 in Kennard, because they're going to probably not sign relinquish his rights or whatever and not sign him. It's a whole lot of things the Knicks can do, man. I'm like, my mind is, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I'm writing stuff. I feel like I'm back in school. I'm writing stuff down. I'm doing homework. I'm doing all this stuff. So today is a good day just to sit here and just think that we're gonna get Mikal Bridges and give up Bodega and Deuce McBride and 6 first-round picks and keep Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? And go from there.
Yeah. You know what's scary with the Deuce thing? I think Tibbs don't fell in love with that dude, bro.
Yeah, I do too. But there's another thing too. I mean, we all looking for the same style of player. The Oubre's, the Paul Georges, the Mikal Bridges, the guys that can play the wing, a 2, 3, or 4 at any given time. You know what I mean? And that's the style of guys that I've been seeing that the Knicks have been looking for this offseason. Paul, even Ingram, which is more like a 3-4, but all those guys that play that wing position, that could play good defense, that could shoot the rock and can help rebound the basketball. All those style of players. And the top of the food chain in that line is Paul George, and Oubre will probably be the latter part in the end, or Okoro. They're also talking about Okoro, same type of guy, plays defense, can play 2, 3, or 4. 6, 7, 6, 8, something like that. Somebody that can play that position. So, that's why I'm gonna go with Bridges, because his money works. You know what I mean? And if we sign Bodega and give up Deuce, that's like you give up 2 players to get Mikal, so it weakens your seats on the bench. But the Knicks will figure a way out if they could get that thing done. I think Paul is a big get. You know what I mean? If we could get him, I still think if we try to get Paul, I think we may have to give up Julius Randle. I mean, we have to make the money match. I mean, the money has to match before they go into the taxes. The money has to match. And I think Julius Randle and Bodega, you know what I mean, Mike can get it. And they might have to give up Paul and somebody from off the Clippers, one of their low hanging fruits. and might have to get a third team involved that has some capability in their cap.
Yep. Yeah. So as of right now, for the draft, do you? What would you said you think the Knicks will draft? You would use these draft picks?
The Knicks are going to trade both their picks to Brooklyn, 24th and 25th pick.
I heard that for South Power. But
They are trading the 24th, 25th pick with 4 other picks to Brooklyn to get Mikal Bridges. The first time that you're gonna hear the the 24th pick from New York is traded to Brooklyn, and everybody gonna be like, oh snap, what did they trade for? They ain't gonna say nothing. Then they're gonna come out for the 25th pick, and they're gonna say blam 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 blam. The 25th pick from New York is going to Brooklyn with Bodega for Mikal Bridges, and 24th pick, Brooklyn will pick their pick when we come back, or however that thing go down. Tim, salute, Tim. Good seeing you out there, brother.
Real talk. Hey, you know they got the Jimmy Butler thing going on out there. Everybody always tied to the Knicks, obviously, but you know, rightly so now, because we are worthy of them being. All this noise back in the day was a lot of hoopla to me. Shop out, all the Knicks gonna get this guy, but now.
All superstars want to come to the Knicks. They all traded superstars to the Knicks.
Yeah, now I think it's a reality. Back in, like, you know what, 2 years ago, Knicks ain't gonna get this. Knicks gonna get this. It was a lot of hyperbole to me, but I do believe a lot of noise out there because of what the Knicks what they have built, and now where they at. You know, it's easy for somebody to come over here and say, "I'm the missing piece to them winning the championship." It's guys who might want a ring might be like, you know what? If I go over there with Jalen Brunson and Anunoby and Randall, we could do the damn thing. Now you got guys who thinking like that. Back in the day, they didn't want to come here with just RJ and Randall, but now you done elevated this team till you got bona fide all-stars, Dan and one on the cusp of being a superstar. So I think there's a lot of guys out there in the NBA that would not hesitate to come play with Knicks and Tom Thibodeau and them. You know what I mean?
Right now.
Right. So I don't think a lot of this stuff is hyperbole out there. You know, I do believe that. Here's why I think the Paul George thing is real. Number one, he coming to play with some bona fide players. He cool with Julius Randle. You know, they did a podcast together. They had these good conversations. Julius Randle, you don't think Julius Randle was talking to Paul George like, listen, man, you come over this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I just think that's out there now because we are that close to being bona fide. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of these big names, I think they will definitely come to the New York Knicks if that was the case. But we'll see. We don't know. We only speculation here. We ain't in the mix like that. You know, we just Knicks Real Talk podcast. You know, we just here doing our thing. We play GM. We not they GM, but we some wise brothers though. So don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? I try to think about what the Knicks would do when I'm speaking this Knicks talk. I always try to say, will the Knicks do this? You know what I mean? Or do you think this is the way the Knicks can go? Or should the Knicks go that way or go this way? But whatever they do, I think we're going to have a pretty solid team next year. Not next year, this season coming in. Anunoby gets signed, Hartenstein get locked in. Then you take it from there. If the Knicks don't do nothing else but that, with a healthy Julius Randle coming back, I still think we good. You know, and if they don't trade Mitchell Robinson, he's still there. I think we even better just as well. But I do think the Knicks is going to try to do something to make this team. They like, listen, can Anunoby and Randall deal with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Brunson, Randall, and Anunoby deal with Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. If they think Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and Anunoby is enough to deal with them dudes or Dame Giannis and whoever they might pick up, or Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, whoever they might pick up. If they think the Knicks is them three dudes we got right there, our three big boys, enough to deal with them to other guys, then we probably stand pat. But we'll see. Because like I said, they're gonna retool. A lot of teams gonna retool too. We ain't the only one to retool, and a lot of people gonna retool. You know what I mean? And who knows? So let's see what the Knicks do, man. But we'll see what happens on draft night tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously on Sunday, June the 30th. Obviously, we got the NBA free agency kicks off, and we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen with the New York Knicks. Hopefully, we do whatever we do so that's going to make our team better and make us more, how would I say, prominent. And when it comes to going up against these cats this year, so I'm really want to see what's going on, man. I'm excited about what's ahead for the Knicks. I know that much. I'm super excited about these guys, and let's see how they pan out in the next couple of weeks, man, and whatever the case may be, and see what they made. They did try to make a move for Alex Caruso with them draft picks. Obviously, they got OKC took Josh Giddey instead. The Bulls took Josh Giddey instead. I'm sorry, so that but the Knicks definitely was in the mix on that one. Let's see what else is out there. I like the Alex Caruso. I thought that would have been a good signing for the Knicks, man, to have a dude like that who could play defense the way he played in that backcourt. You need guys like that to go up against some of these guys who can score the ball in the NBA. And Alex Caruso definitely would have fit the mold. So, Louisiana Knicks said, do you go all in for a star player you want now, or it may be harder to get the other star players going into the first or second apron? That's a good question.
Everything is about the money. Everything's about the money, Louis. That's why it's about the money. It's about the cap. It's about the first apron and the second apron. And the first apron puts you in semi restrictions, and the second apron puts you straight on lockdown. You can't really do nothing in the second apron. Everything is 1 for 1. You can't take in $1 more than you're giving out. None of that stuff. The first apron give you a little wiggle room. You still can use your mid-level exception, and the cap. Cap. If you go over the cap, it's not that bad. Going over the cap, you have a tax that you get back for going over the cap. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm getting this right, it's 172, 178, and 189. The over 189 is the second apron. The first apron is 178, and the cap is 172. And I'm sure that we're going over the cap this year. We're going over 172. No, just signing OG and iHeart. We're going over we're going over the cap of 172 if we get any other players on the thing. I think what the Knicks trying to do is to stay under that 178. That's what I think they're trying to do, that first luxury tag, because that takes, if they want to use the mid-level exception of that $13 million, $12.9, $13 million, they can't hit the first apron. They could go over the cap, but they can't hit the first apron, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Tim, that's a good question, brother. You know what? And that's why that's so big, Tim, because look what you gave up to get him. So, yeah, will his job be in jeopardy? That I don't know if his job would be in jeopardy, but I don't know if he get an extension. You can't lose that what you lost. Well, let me say this. Let me say it this way. You did save money on the cap money, but then you don't give up something to get nothing. You got RJ's contract up out of here. You got quickly pending contract up out of here, so you don't have to pay them guys that, because you talking about RJ making what, 20-something million, quickly gonna get around 20. So if you lose OG for nothing, yeah, that shit suck. But at the same time, you got 47.
The worst thing, the good and the bad about OG, if you lose OG right now, the Knicks with the 6 players that they have on contract is $102 million. If you add Hartenstein at the rate of $18 million, that's $120 million. You're $50 million away from the cap. You know what I mean? So you can wheel and deal a whole lot if you really want to. Now you're talking about picking up the mid-level. Now you're talking about you could go and sign Paul and all this stuff. You know what I mean? All these things. There's so many things that you could do now. You're talking about Baganze and Paul and you want to pick up Okoro. You want to pick up these guys. Now you're talking about you could, or if you want to go get not Draymond, the rebounding guy from oh my God, Drummond. You talking about you want to pick up Drummond? You want to pick up some of these lower paid players that can come in here and give you some good minutes? Sure, you can do that. You could do all that now. And if you want to make it even sweeter now if you want to include Mitchell Robinson in the trade, that $102 million comes $14 million down. Now you're talking about $90 million of paid salary. And now you got 80 or 78 72 20. So you talking about 98. So you're talking about you got about 68, $70 million to play around with to get you got 5, then you have 6, 7 players. Now you're talking about you could pick up 7, 8 new players for a whole new thing. But do the Knicks really want to do that? Do they want to start like they're starting all over again? I don't know if the Knicks want to do that. You know what I mean? I think we still get OG 5 years, $200 million.
Yep. Here's the most important thing, and that's only this year. Ladies and gentlemen, next year, Jalen Brunson's salary might double. Let me put this. His salary might double next year. Randall's salary, if it don't double, it might go damn near over a quarter, a half, close to it, because Jalen Brunson making $24 million right now. Jalen Brunson going to this year and be first team All-NBA, take the Knicks down into the Eastern Conference Finals. You know they about to give up $47 million. So that's why I understand the sentimental part of all these players. The New York Knicks can't keep these guys. They're going to sign Randall, Brunson, and Anunoby. Somebody got to go, and I got a feeling you got to look at the makeup of the team. Leon Rose did not draft Mr. Robinson. He didn't draft him. Leon Rose did not sign. I don't think he signed Randall. Randall came here before him. I don't know if when Randall signed the other contract. I'm not sure Leon he might have been. If it did, that's fine. I apologize. But anyway, sometimes a regime's got like, listen, they got to pay some players next year. And just because you can go into the luxury tax that don't mean you want to go there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want to go there. Yeah. Look at the Golden State Warriors. Like I'm gonna keep that's a model of it, knowing that when your water runs dry, you need to cut bait.
Look at Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix ain't prime example, man. So I say all that to say that we just gotta see back. Let's sit back and let Brock Aller and Worldwide West and Leon them do their magic, because the New York Knicks, we in a different territory than we was 2 years, 3 years ago with RJ and Randall. We with Brunson, Randall, and Anunoby, 40 million each player, 40 million this player, 40 million that player. 3 players already eating up $120 million next year. If you sign Randall, you sign Anunoby, and you sign Jalen Brunson. That's almost $120 million. 3 players. So somebody got to go. I'm telling y'all, somebody that you think it's not going to be on the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. They can't afford it.
I mean, by next year, they're estimating that the cap is going to start at like 180 or something like that. You know what I mean? And then it'll go up like this year. It'll start at 180 with this TNT trying to get back into the mix of this TV deal, because they had took away from TNT and they went with Amazon or Prime, or there's another 2 companies that jumped in and snatched some good bonus time from TNT. You know, if TNT get back into the mix, then there's going to be some more money in the books. I think it's going to be close to 180. I think it was 180 something $million, the cap. So that means that the luxury tax next year will probably be somewhere north of 220, 240, somewhere around there. So as the money as the salaries go up, the money that they get is going to go up. And I don't think Dolan's going to have any problem if we're winning the championship to pay that luxury tax. If you haven't been to the Garden in last season, you'll know why he ain't going to worry about it, because you know who's going to pay for it? Everybody that comes into that Garden. Tickets last year in the 300 section, what was it, $400, Divine? So you think it was expensive last year if the Knicks make it to a win a championship?
Yeah, well, the good thing about let's say for just worst case scenario what I just said. Let's say Brunson get 43 and Anunoby round 40, close to 40, and Julius Randle close to 40. So you're talking about 130 million. Okay, let's my man contract kicks in this year. Let's add Josh Hart. That's
20 million.
That's going to be 150 million. DiVincenzo's 11 million. That's 161 million. And then you still got who else on the roster? Hartenstein, that'd be 178 million with 6 players. You ain't no way in the hell you're gonna be able to. That's the Phoenix Suns right now. Phoenix Sun got KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, all these big name salaries in a starting lineup. They bench is trash and they can't go nowhere. We don't want the Knicks to be them motherfuckers. We don't. We don't want a $180 million payroll, but your team ain't gonna go nowhere because you ain't got enough players. So I just say all that to say, Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, if they sign him, look where they at. Look at the situation they're in. They can't win nothing. They was in a play-in. I mean, these cats did a play-in because they top heavy with their money, and they don't have nobody coming off that bench who could do the damn thing. And that's I got a feeling why the Knicks got to make some certain type of moves to make sure they don't. I don't want to beat them. I don't want to be none of them teams who got all these big name players up in the front, but your bench is weak.
A whole bunch of Tito's on the bench, right?
Yeah. We don't want that, you know what I mean? So let's hope that the Knicks can find a way to do it. But man, listen, it's been fun with you cats up in here, man, always, man. And listen, we're gonna get out here in a few minutes because we ought to get on our grind in the morning. And I gotta travel and all that good stuff. But y'all, man, listen, let's see what the Knicks do tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we gonna pick or we gonna trade, whatever. We'll see. But between now and Sunday, it should be a lot of moving and shaking going on in the NBA. Not only with the Knicks, but just in general. I mean, the free agents market about to hit on Sunday. We're gonna be a lot of busy noise up in the draft. Just hope that whatever the Knicks do, man, they keep this team. I like what we got. Like, we don't do anything else but sign Anunoby and Randall. I'm good. Not Anunoby, Randall. Excuse me, Anunoby and Hartenstein. If that's all we do, I'm good. I think this team is good. I think if it weren't for injuries, we would have smoked a lot of teams last year. But you can't lose the majority of your core players and expect to be good. So let's hope that if we don't wheel and deal big time, but I do think the Knicks gonna do something because they already made activity. Like I say, just by the Alex Caruso thing told me that that they're gonna do something. And if they was talking to Washington about this and that, something's gonna happen. He said, and I like Hector. I like that, Hector. He said, listen, man, I'm a Mitchell Robinson fan, but like I said, if your car ain't working all the time, you're going to have to catch the bus, man. Or you're going to rent another car. I love my man, Mitchell Robinson. I think his time is about to be up in New York, ladies and gentlemen. You can't keep the injuries just plaguing him. They plaguing him. You know what I mean? We would have had Mitchell Robinson in that court in the playoffs last year. It might have been a different scenario. We'd have had Mitchell Robinson a couple of years ago. Might have been. That's my guy. I'm a Mitch dude, but I'm also a realist too. I'm also a realist, and I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? That bottom line got to be. If you're gonna have a big bottom line, motherfucker, you better make sure you got the product on the shelf that people. So that's how I go. So let's see how it goes, man. We don't know what's gonna happen. We all speculating. That's what we do here. But we also try to do it with common sense. And try to put the ones and twos together, cross T's, dot I, and all that. And that's why we call it Knicks Real Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We just try to keep it 100 up in here. Shaw Powers, my man. Holla at your boy, man. Talk to me.
Divine, safe in travels. You already know. Hit me up when you get there. And I mean, if some things jump off, make sure you take your laptop and.
I gotta go on. I gotta go on.
And you get there safe, man. Hit me up. Salute to everybody that came in on this off season, on season, in the chat. To the family, salute to y'all guys. Thank y'all for coming in, and let's see what the Knicks do. Tomorrow's a big day. It's the start of everything, and everything's gonna start coming quick. The trade things coming, the free agent things coming. Summer league will be here soon. Next thing you know, kids will be going back to school, and we'll be talking about the Knicks. Got Mikal Bridges for the 2 first-round picks and 4 other picks. All right, I'm just going to stop running that in the hole right there. Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the family in the chat. Let's get it.
Yo, salute to everybody in chat. My brother Tim, Nick P. Peace was good. My brother Hector, AP, Nick 100, the whole chat. Louisiana Nick, Peace is going a lot wise. Hector, everybody, man. Darren, everybody, you name it. Salute to all you guys for coming in. Make sure y'all hit that button for your brothers, man. And listen, we'll probably see y'all Sunday or Monday or something like that after the Sunday. Obviously, the free agency start kicks in. So we're going to see what go down, man. Let's hope whatever the Knicks do, they do something that's going to benefit us and for the better and get us to that Eastern Conference, that championship. We got to get there, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. But until then, my brother Shaw Power, everybody in the chat, I'll see y'all cats on the next episode. Y'all be safe, man. Appreciate y'all coming in. Hit that button for y'all leave out the building, man. We'll see y'all in another one, man. Peace, everybody.
Y'all ready?
We
Knicks fans, yo, we coming hard.
It's time for this real taller high. Been going live on a televised with orange blue skies. We on that Friday night Knicks shit with our Knicks constituents. Live the ultra trip. That's that Knicks orange and blue. I thought you knew it's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. We stand on business. This real talk brand. You know we in this. We in the streets of Manhattan. Keeping the action. Keeping the people's reaction. Leading up to Knicks and he getting it cracked. Cause it's game time. We in the world most famous. We seen the Knicks lock your team up. I be serving just like a subpoena. You know the Knicks fan. We feeling real giddy and litty. Cause the New York City gritty committee to beat the city by 50. I'm about to get me a nice site with a smart quarter on ice. For a few bucks in the quarter to pay the order with my smart device. We got them getting it popping in the Apple Watch. Let the home, let the party stopping on their Apple Watch. It's Knicks Real Talk. The team streaming on YouTube.com. You got two dudes doing good moves spot on, dropping the bomb. When the cop got a spot, dropping some of the hottest Knicks content that's up in your head. Enough said, you know, us there leaving the guard after they got their bag. Both like a cab to fly back to the triad, no jet lag.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing with my peoples right here.
We